If you're thinking about moving to the state of Michigan, then you need to watch this video. There's a lot of common mistakes that people make when moving to the state of Michigan. I don't want you to fall subject to any of those. So in this video, we're covering just that, and we're getting after it right now. My name is Eric Meldrum, and I make videos just like this on what it's like to live in Michigan. So if you're considering a move and you want to know exactly what it's like to live here or some things to know before moving here, then definitely check out our channel. I got a bunch of videos here that are going to be informative when making a decision and making your move here to Michigan. So consider subscribing and tapping that little bell so you're the first to learn about the current market right here in Michigan. And whether you're moving in 1 month or 1 year from now, doesn't matter. Got to get a hold of us. All my contact information is down below in the description. Super easy to get a hold of us. Get a hold of us on social. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. I've even got my Calendly link down below so you can schedule a Zoom call with me and my team. And as always, we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move anywhere here in Michigan. And if we don't service that area, we will find you an agent who can, and we got your back when doing so. All right, so let's get right into it. Now you're thinking to yourself, what are these common things that most people, mistake when moving to Michigan? And it all has to do with cost. Now, budgeting and planning your move, all those things, that's step one. What's the true cost of living here in Michigan? Now, that's the biggest common mistake I think I see a lot of people make, is thinking it's going to be cheap to live here. We get calls from investors all the time. They're like, hey, I want to buy 15 properties in Michigan and in Detroit, thinking, oh, we're just going to pick them up on the cheap and we can start making a lot of money really quickly. Well, that's not the case. I can assure you those days are long gone. Back in 2008, 2009, all those properties are gone. City of Detroit even said, listen, you can't buy city blocks anymore and just sit on them. We're trying to grow the city. So if you want to buy the city blocks, you have to show intent of development. So that got a lot of the average, buy and hold investors out of it. And these are actually people who are going to start building. But that's besides the point. There's a lot of stuff going on in Detroit, but the common thing that I hear a lot of is it's going to be cheap to live in Michigan, and that's simply not the case. So I want to prepare you. Here's some things that you should be watching out for when budgeting for your move to Michigan. All right, so the first up on our list is housing prices. Now, when you look at some stats, there's a lot of articles out there that show, Michigan is the 4th cheapest place to live in the United States. Now, they're not entirely wrong, but what they're taking into account is the whole entire population and landmass of Michigan, and it's quite big. I mean, this is the mitten, right? So everyone knows, if you're from Michigan, if you see my other videos, this is how we get around. All right, we're going to show you exactly where up north is, where Detroit is, where Kalamazoo is. All these places here are just on the mitten, but we also have the Upper Peninsula, right? So that's the other hand that we have to use to show the Upper Peninsula. It's really awkward. Maybe I got that in the video here. All right, but we gotta show the hand to get the Upper Peninsula. That's a huge landmass, right? So when they take the average household, value, they're dividing it by the landmass and showing, hey, this is the 4th cheapest place to live in the United States based on per capita. Totally not the way to look at it. If you're going to be living anywhere in Michigan and you want, to have nice amenities and you be in the center of everything, you're going to be in Metro Detroit. You're going to be in places like Kalamazoo, Traverse City, Petoskey, up north, the more populated areas. And there's still a lot of farmland here in Michigan. When you get into like the middle of Michigan, quite a big farm population. So if you're looking to be in Metro Detroit, those type of locations are going to be more expensive. Cities like Birmingham, West Bloomfield, even Ann Arbor, Canton, the house values they could be anywhere from 400 on up to 1.2, 1.3 million, depending on where you want to be and how close to downtown areas and just all the different amenities. So there's a lot to think about when moving to Michigan. If you're looking for a house that's going to be 100 to 200,000, those still do exist here in Michigan, but it just might not be the area that you're looking to move. So if you have questions about that, always feel free to give us a call. Happy to help. Okay, so following housing prices, the next thing you're going to want to look at when moving to Michigan and making sure you got all of your costs and your budgets kind of under wraps is the property taxes. Now, property taxes in Michigan are not like most other states. They're very linear in most other states. They're based off of an SEV and they can fluctuate as home values go up. Well, here in Michigan, there's a cap on that. Okay, your property taxes can only go up so much as a primary residence or if you're doing a homestead on that property. Now, what happens if you live in a property for 30 plus years, then you're basically capped out every year on how much you can go up. Even if, property values skyrocket like they have in the past couple of years and they go up 200, 300%, you're still paying property taxes at a much, much lower rate because of those caps year over year that they can only increase your property taxes by a certain percentage. Now, this is great for homeowners who, live in their homes for a very long time. But what happens when budgeting and when you're looking for houses, you're going to want to pay attention to how long the actual owners have lived in that house. And this is why it's so important, right? Reach out, ask how long they live there, because what can happen is there could be a cap on those property taxes. And then all of a sudden that sale of the property, happens. And then year one in the house, you get your tax bill and it's like, boom, it skyrockets because the city now sees this house is sold. Right? We got to assess the house on the new property value, and the new taxable value comes in, which could increase your mortgage payment by a lot. So just pay attention to that. Always ask, make sure you have some good estimates on your property taxes for your mortgage. I know I'm getting kind of technical here, but this is what we're passionate about. When people are moving here, these are the things that you need to know to make sure that you're budgeting accordingly and the true purchasing power that you have in today's market. So again, we love real estate. This is what we do. So if you guys got questions about the taxes, drop those in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer anything you guys want to know. All right, so I'm saving the best for last. I don't know if it's the best, but this one is so absolutely ridiculous. I had to save it for last because I always thought, growing up here in Michigan and being tied to the Motor City and having the big three here, we got Ford, Chrysler, GM. Well, it's not Chrysler anymore, it's FCA, but you would think being an automotive, hub here in Michigan, you would think that car insurance would be pretty reasonable. That's a fair request, right? Well, here in Michigan, the car insurance is actually the second highest in the whole entire United States. Okay, we're behind cities like New York, Los Angeles, Florida. I mean, have you seen some of the people who drive in these areas? I mean, I'm not judging, but living here, I would have thought having a reasonable car insurance here in Michigan would have been at least middle of the pack in the States. Well, it's not. The average cost of car insurance here in Michigan is around $2,100 per vehicle. And we're not a very walkable state. So a lot of the Metro Detroit areas and downtown areas, we are commuter cities. So there isn't a lot of infrastructure for, bike lanes, buses. They do exist, but most people choose to commute, right? So we're a commuter state. Car insurance for most people, like I said, $2,100. But most households have at least 2 vehicles, right? So that's a pretty expensive cost when you start adding it up. Now, as you live here longer and you have a good driving record, it goes down. My car insurance is nowhere near the industry average here, right? So, there's always exceptions. If you got a great driving record, you're going to pay less. My wife and I pay $130 a month for 2 vehicles. Right, so it's not, there's always those exceptions where it's not that reasonable or it's not that more expensive. It's very reasonable, I think, but we have good driving records and, you just got to make sure you're taking it easy. Right, and we got those little things that go in our windshield, the drive safe things where they can monitor your acceleration. That was really a big cost saving. So recommendation to you, if you have an insurance company who does offer those, take advantage of it because you can save quite a bit. All right, so as you can tell, there's some common things you need to know before moving to Michigan. We covered a lot on the cost side. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to do a separate video on those, take some requests, make some more videos. My thing, lets YouTube know we're doing a great job here, serving you guys the content that you want. So as always, guys, we're here to help. If you are thinking about moving to Michigan and you want our help, all my contact information is down below. We've helped hundreds of people just like you make that move to Michigan all over the place. And if we don't serve the area that you're moving to, we will find you the best real estate agent in that area. We got partners all over the place. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, tap that little bell for more content like this about moving to Michigan. And until next time, guys, go out and live your true life. We'll see ya. Peace.